All right. We've got Brett Maxie in here joining us from the Dallas Cowboys.
Big-time ball scout.
You're darn right.
Nah, man. What's good, fellas?
How's it going?
Outstanding, man. How are you doing?
I'm great. Day 3, I mean, we're ready to rock on day 3 side of things. So take me through the first couple days of the draft and your initial thought of how this draft class has been working out.
Oh, it's been awesome so far, man. Day 1, obviously, we got Mozzie. We've been talking
That's your
about
guy,
him.
right? Isn't that your neck of the woods?
He went 2 for 2, actually.
Were you pounding the table?
Wait.
Michigan.
Yeah, he scouts the Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
My
Yeah.
man, when you saw Jerry and Steven talking, my man here just stood up in between them like, we get
Not
this
at
guy.
all,
I got this
man.
guy.
Not at all,
I
man.
got this guy for you here, boss.
And it's our guy now, right?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. That's
Yeah,
right. That's
good
right.
point.
That's right.
So you are the area scout of the mid-states. So it's not just Michigan. You're all over the Midwest and kind of
Right.
going up that. Or I guess that would be the Mid-East, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
even
something
know what
like
it's called.
that, yeah.
Mid-states, whatever.
We just make up
over.
regions.
Yeah, but what stood out with a Mozzie Smith and a Luke Schoonmaker to the point to where you brought their scouting report to the front office and they said, okay, we believe you on these guys?
Yeah, they're passionate for the game. Those dudes just love the game. You can see it just through their work ethic and their play style. They're both physical dudes. You know, that fits our culture. And then they're both really smart too. So you talk about guys who are going to be able to play early. You know, that's the hope for them, especially drafting them that high. I think they have that in them. You know.
Mike talked yesterday about Schoonmaker and how, you know, the narrative around him, at least in the analyst world, is about, you know, here's just a run blocker for you or whatever else. And Mike was saying, no, like, I think we've got a chance to really develop a vertical seam type of player. Were there just specific moments where you see it? Because he wasn't asked to do as much of that, obviously, as maybe some other guys, Musgrave or Kincaid or others. But are there moments where you just see on tape and go, okay, there it is. All right, we can definitely develop this.
No doubt, man. You know, Michigan runs the ball a lot, so
Very well.
Yeah, very well too, right? And so there's definitely clips. There's just not too many of them of him going down the seam and you know, running the full route tree and stuff like that. So like a lot of the stuff's on tape. You just kind of dig. You got to dig for it a little bit.
Is that where the testing can be really important to marry when you don't necessarily have a huge amount of moments of it? Is it important to take, like, here are the individual moments plus I can couple it with the testing, like his 10-yard split and other things that tell me he can accelerate, he's got the change of direction with the 3-cone?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm a firm believer that you can see like a lot of the stuff on tape. So really the testing just confirms like the stuff you see on tape. So we saw that he was like a big athletic dude who can become potentially a mismatch, you know, against like linebackers and safeties in the passing game. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm somebody the same way. Like, I'm going to watch these kids. I don't really care about the numbers, right? Like, that does factor in. But how much do you have those conversations where it's like, is it just all about the confirmation, or do the numbers tell you something maybe you didn't see on tape?
Sometimes, especially if they weren't like healthy, like early in the year or whatever. But yeah, you also don't want to like get guys on your team who have like terrible.
Because
it's a big athletic, fast game, you know, and we got to compete with that. So they do play a big part, but it's not everything.
The other thing is there's so many Big Ten tight ends that you have now on this team with Hendershot and Ferguson.
Yeah.
What is it, and you're scouting this area, about Big Ten tight ends that seems like they're able to hit the ground running in the NFL compared to other conferences?
No question. They do a lot. They line up all across the formation. They run block. They pass block. They catch the ball. They play special. They're a lot like what I've noticed, like being in the Midwestish area, is like there's really good just like football players, not just athletes, you know, and not calling any other area, but but you get like really good football players, guys who know the game and who play it the right way.
So you're going to hear a flash of music in your ear right now. That's because we're about to go back on the air on the radio side of things. I'm going to reset, and then we're going to continue talking here on the Draft Show. Brett Maxie joining us.
Yeah.
About 20 minutes away from the start of round 4, day 3 of the 2023 NFL Draft. We are live from the Star in Frisco. We have Brian Broaddus, Zach Wolchuk, Aisha Morrison, Bobby Belt. I'm Kyle Yeomans, as we are currently joined by Brett Maxie II as part of this Cowboys scouting department. You've been around since 2017. Right now, you're the area scout for the mid-states, so Michigan, the Big Ten, lots of talented players up there. And we just talked about it on the DallasCowboys.com side of things before our radio listeners, tell us what stuck out about Mozzie Smith and just him specifically as the first-round pick, because you scouted him, you've known him for quite some time. What set him apart?
The power. He's just a powerful dude. A lot of guys at that position aren't usually as athletic, and he's a really athletic guy. He's really smart, and then his play style, man, he's physical. He's a gritty dude, you know? Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Maxie, when you scout the Midwest or the Big Ten schools and stuff like that, it seems like for so many years, maybe when I was scouting way back in the day, the athletes weren't there. It was kind of like plodding type football. The Big Ten has changed a lot over the years. I mean, we've seen, like you say, the better athletes. We've seen the quarterback play get up there. It's just not Michigan and Ohio State. The whole conference itself looks like it's lending to much better football players.
Yeah, man, I think it's just recruiting, and then also like the transfer portal. You're getting guys from everywhere now. Yeah.
I wanted to get to the nitty gritty here.
Okay.
Y'all talking real footballers. Listen,
Very
listen.
nice.
So we talked to Will McClay at the Combine. We got to sit down and talk to him. He came on the show. And I'm going to call it an ick. But we asked him what his icks were. What was one of his icks on film? He said the towel. Right? He said the towel, but it depends.
What's an ick?
The
Is
players
ick like
that wear
something that's like
something that gives him an immediate bias, like for Brian.
Yes.
I hate
the-
players.
I'm trying to get to the nitty gritty here.
Brian
I
hates the
hate
clapper.
players that clap after they give up a play.
Aisha hates him that smile.
Like you see a cornerback and the guy catches, goes about, and the cornerback does this.
Ah, darn, should have had him there.
I hate that. If I see that, I'm kind of putting you down around. Like, I don't like clappers.
Yes, exactly.
I don't like offensive linemen that's always on the floor.
Yeah.
Sure.
So what's
That's a good
your ick? One of your icks. The viewers are gonna know what I mean,
Yeah,
right?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a tough question.
okay.
I feel
What
like there's a lot of
position?
them.
Is it like positionally or just
Anywhere.
like in general?
Anywhere.
Anyway, just a
general?
turn off for you.
This is.
Let's do a linebacker. Let's do a linebacker ick.
Ooh, a linebacker ick.
The guys who are always thinking they're getting held.
That's
They're putting their hands in the air.
Yes.
But that's like it's a valid thing for sometimes.
Yeah.
But if it's all the time, I'm like, bro, like you got
Or
to
if
get
you
off
stop
eventually.
chasing to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't played linebacker before, but I don't know. But I see it all the time. I'm like, dang, like this making some excuses now. Like, what's going on?
Look, scouts, you guys are the unsung heroes when it comes to building this team, right? A lot of the fans might not know the face, know the name, but you guys are on the road putting in the work year round. What is kind of the daily life for you during the season as a scout? Because I don't think you get enough love and fans appreciate the work that you guys put in.
Man, a lot of traveling. it's a lot of being on the road, a lot of being on the phone, gathering information. Yeah, man, I feel like we're just like always on the move.
Do you ever
know?
forget where you are? Do you ever be on the road and like you don't know what school you're at? You just kind of you pull up. You're like, okay, where am I today?
No,
I'm like,
I
oh wait,
won't-
I'm in Minneapolis. No wait, I'm in Fargo, North Dakota right now.
Right, I won't forget where I am, but I will forget where I was like yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be like,
Yeah,
they're like, what do we
I
got
know
this week? I'm
It
like,
happens to you the older you get too, by the way, like me.
I was about to say, you're not there yet. I mean,
Yeah.
you've only been around since 2017. Now, how have you yourself grown as a scout as you've gone along? Because you started as an intern, right?
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
dad, of course, was a coach here for quite some time. He's still coaching.
Great
and,
coach.
no doubt about that. How much have you grown and seen yourself continue to evolve as a scout as your career has gone along?
Yeah, shout out to my dad too. We call him Moses because he led
Yeah.
the way. By the way, yeah.
I'm going to write that down.
Right. Just my routine, organizing things, the way I gather information, the way I go about my evaluation process. I think that's like the biggest thing, the biggest opportunity I've been able to have is like continuing to like refine my process, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There we go.
So we always talk about Iowa and how Iowa players seem like they just get it, like you were talking about. Tell me, what's up with Iowa, man? Like, since you're kind of in that area, are you in that area?
That's not my particular school.
Okay.
That's Justin Stuckey, but it's still Midwestish. Yeah, what it is kind of like I was saying before, like they're just really good football players. They like know how to play the game. They know where to line up. They're physical. The process, they love it. Like this football players. When I think Iowa, I think football player.
There you go. That's right.
So there
Yeah.
was a big media hubbub a couple weeks ago when somebody had a quote about C.J. Stroud. Started saying, plus he's an Ohio State quarterback. And, you know, I don't know how real of a quote that was, but we hear people chatter on the media side about like, oh, this is an Ohio State quarterback, or a Penn State running back in the day was one of them. That's not something that ever registers for you guys? Does it program more so unless it's a coach, right? Like a Jeff Tetford quarterback or something like that. Yeah. It's not like a program thing, right? That's more a coaching staff.
That's okay. So you're talking about icks, right? Like that's one of my icks. You know, because it's no.
Let it out.
You can always call Brian, me, and Bobby out if we ever say something you don't like. Just say, hey, bleep those guys.
He's done it a lot driving around, I'm sure.
No, because it becomes like a negative connotation on the player, and like it almost takes away like from what he's done.
Yeah,
you know, and that's not fair to him, and that's not fair to the people who's helped him get there, like for the work that they put out there. You feel me?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, this has been so much fun getting to catch up with you and really get to kind of dive in. Good luck today, because it is the day of the Scouts. You got any more? You got two already.
It's the day of all of us, man.
Yeah, I was about to say, you got two of them already. This will be really fun to watch. Brett Maxie joining us here on the Draft Show. Good luck today.
Hey, appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you, sir.
There he goes. All right.